This edition of Mac Voices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. For a free 10-day unlimited trial, visit lynda.com/macvoices. And by Casper, a better mattress for a better night's sleep. To find out more, try one for 100 days and get a $50 discount. Visit casper.com/macvoices. Welcome to Mac Notables on Mac Voices. This is the talk of the Mac community. I'm Chuck Joyner. He is Bob, Dr. MacVoices. Bob, it's great to see you.
I'm not Chuck Joyner.
Yes.
Hi, it's so great to see you. You look so good. Do you have studio lights in your office?
I actually do.
I thought so.
Yeah, makes a
difference. Because I tried to get that studio-y look in here without setting up the lights. You can tell.
Yeah, I've tried, and it just
there. Doesn't he look bright and well lit?
Well lit, yeah. Yes.
HD like.
Not going to go there. Hey, guess what?
What?
I bet you don't know what month it is.
It's almost the month when I go to the East Coast user group tour.
Well, that's part of
no,
this.
It's actually not. This is the first time I've ever done it in November.
Yeah, that's true.
But I am doing it next month. Halloween month.
Well, that too. But this is our 10th year anniversary for Mac Notables.
You're kidding?
No.
You don't look a day over 9.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we put this.
I can't believe it.
I know we put this group together 10 years ago, and I was talking to Brian the other day, and same thing, Bob. You know, you look back and some of the topics we covered. We've covered a lot of ground. We really have.
We've been a lot of places together, haven't we?
We have, and it's been a lot of fun, no question.
Oh, yeah. Well, we weren't in video in the beginning, if I recall. We were just voices.
Yeah, that was the whole thing, Mac Voices, and then we decided to do video, but Mac Faces just didn't seem to have the same ring to it. So
Mac Lips.
Mac Lips. Hey, that's not bad.
Mac Lips now.
Yeah. So first off, congratulations and thank you for 10 great years of the panel.
Well, thank you for having me and making me part of it. It's one of those great things I get to do. You know, I have a great job. I get to do a lot of fun stuff, but this has been pretty fun.
Yeah,
a pretty fun bunch we got here.
It is. So this time, and folks, we're going to tease you just a little bit, probably unfairly, but there are no rules here. You're going to want to make sure you stick around to the end of the interview because Bob has something special for you. And that's all we're going to say about it, unless he wants to say something else, but stick around. So,
a world premiere, something that's never before been seen or heard in public, and you will be the first.
Yes, and there's
just stay tuned. But you have to listen to the whole show because it's going to be the very last thing.
Yes.
We better be interesting for the next, half hour?
Yeah, that could be a problem.
If we want to keep them.
Yeah, don't scroll ahead. You got to listen. So we haven't talked to you for a little while, and I wanted to first of all catch up on your projects. I know you've been working on an El Capitan book, which is not exactly probably a surprise to anybody now that El Capitan is out.
Yeah, it's that time of year. It's like when Apple releases new stuff, I release new books. This is my, oh gosh, I can't even count how many Mac OS books I've written because it started with System 7 something for dummies. And then there were the 8s and the 9s and all the 10s. And let's just put it this way. That is one of the most well-vetted books in history, my Mac OS book. Because it's been edited now, 30 different times by 30 different sets of eyeballs. And every time we find, a little something that wasn't quite right last time. But, it's been in development since the early 90s.
Wow.
It's almost as old as like BB Edit.
Yeah. Wow. That's old.
I know. That's old.
So, we don't want to give away everything here, of course, but what did you find that was new, interesting, important?
I'm glad you asked that. I made some notes so that I wouldn't forget. First of all, this was the first upgrade in a really long time that wasn't a mess for me. That didn't take all day or 2 days or 3 days to get things the way I like them again. And I didn't have to scramble for new I don't think I had to go get anything new to get everything working except default folder, which will work again soon. So, I wrote, this is the first one in a long time that didn't have a deal breaker in it that made me keep a machine running the old operating system for a month or 2 months or whatever. And this was silky smooth, under an hour, and everything just worked. I was shocked. I was, because, most times, and my setup's not typical, and I usually don't write about my bad experiences. I write more generically about what I'm hearing going on out there, because my specific experience isn't probably germane to most people's Mac setup. I have lots of stuff no normal, sane person would run. My menu bar is so full, I sometimes am afraid it's going to fall. It's got so much stuff in it. It's going to collapse under its own weight. Anyway, so upgrades for me are usually very painful, and this one was awesome, easy. My wife, not so much. Somewhat older machine, and I heard something on Mac Geek Gab about it restoring stuff from iCloud, and you ending up with stuff that you haven't used for a while that's just been sitting in iCloud dormant, like mail accounts that you've had disabled that just magically come back and stuff. And she had some of that. She had weird goings on, and her photos weren't acting right, and she was having freezes. She had it turned out one of the things was she was playing this old game of spades or something, card game, and I said, when does it crash? She said, well, when I play that game, spades. I said, oh, well, I'm a doctor, and if it hurts when you do that, don't do that. So we tested it, and yeah, this game just, I've never seen a game cause a kernel panic, but it caused a complete kernel panic freeze. So we got rid of that. That was good. And then she had a bad cable. She had a marginal lightning cable. And every time she plugged that in, she froze. And it took a little while, but, I'm thinking, all right, when did it freeze? When I connected my iPhone. Uh-huh. When did it freeze? When I connected my iPad. Uh-huh. I see a pattern here. I tested a different cable, and that was... So now... I got a text today that she said it froze last night, but it went like 2 days without freezing, so I think she may be over the hump. I'm getting mail that's mixed. I've heard from a lot of people who said same thing for me. It was easy, no problems, everything just works, and it's faster. And I've heard from more than a few people who something like mail didn't make the transition so good, and messages are missing, and photos, I hear a lot of complaints about their photo stuff not being right after the upgrade. I always write, you should wait for the point release. Normal people don't need the 0 release. Really, you're a beta tester if you install the first release. You're still beta testing. There will be a bug fix release. It's actually, been 3 weeks now? And I'm surprised that we haven't seen, I'm pretty sure there's one in testing right this second, but I'm surprised they haven't put one out yet, because there are some pretty big issues with photos and mail, and I'm having an issue. All of a sudden, I didn't notice this for like a week, but Core MIDI doesn't work anymore. I can't play like my keyboard instruments or my control surfaces. None of that stuff will work. I launched Logic and it says Core MIDI failed to initialize. I can get it to work sometimes by opening Audio MIDI setup and just opening it before Logic. And 1 out of 2 times that lets me go through the whole session and play anything I want. But when I quit Logic and launch it again, same thing. And I've looked on the internet, and there's other people having this, and the only solution was disable all your MIDI drivers, which I did, and reboot, and that didn't help. So if anybody knows how to fix Core MIDI, I'm going to reinstall El Capitan, I think, because that never hurts. I think maybe there's a framework or something that's missing a little piece somewhere.
Yeah. Bob, do you think that, I realize you just described some problems, but the fact that we haven't seen more with this upgrade cycle, you think that had anything to do with the amount of public beta testing that was going on so therefore there were more people, at least in theory?
I do, and I think that probably a lot of things that would have gotten through got caught because there was there were a million beta testers. And yeah, not all of them filed bug reports, but a lot of that stuff files its own bug report. Apple knows if you got a kernel panic, they know what happened. They might not know you did, but they know somebody out there had this issue at this time. And they do go fix it. So I think having a million points of data had to be good for them to keep this one, to raise the bar on El Capitan. I mean, it's not perfect. Lots of people are having problems, but it seems like fewer than usual, and it seems like fewer major issues. I heard Microsoft Office 2016 is real flaky. I don't have it. I'm cheap. I don't buy new stuff like that until the old stuff breaks. So I don't have 2016. So I don't know if that's true. But Word 2011 solid as a rock under El Capitan. It's been fine.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I recall, Microsoft put out a press release saying that they're working with Apple to try. I love the way they do it. They're working with Apple to try to assure the problem fix and to wait for El Capitan's 0.1 release. And it's like, wait, exactly whose problem is this?
Oh well, it was partly Apple's, according to Microsoft.
Yeah. Right.
Now, what's terrible is that really the Golden Master was out for 4 weeks before it came out. We've had it for 3 weeks, so that's 7 weeks already. And they don't know what's wrong. I mean, it didn't change that much in the last month or two, I don't think. So you're looking at 3 or 4 months, and they didn't know that it was flaky and fix it? I don't know.
Yeah.
That just seems odd, considering how many of my apps that are written by one-person companies work great under El Capitan.
Yeah, funny how that works.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Today's Mac Voices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. Get a full free 10-day trial at lynda.com/MacVoices. I've been telling you now for some time about the breadth of topics that lynda.com covers. With almost 4,000 titles in a wide variety of disciplines, both tech and non-tech. This time, though, I want to make sure you understand the depth of lynda.com's offerings. Let's say that you're interested in photography. lynda.com currently has 569 courses under the photography category, with 26,199 video tutorials, so you can see exactly what you're trying to learn. Topics like street photography, Lightroom, Photo Magico, Photoshop Elements, The Practicing Photographer, and many, many more. So no matter what kind of deep dive you want to take in photography, lynda.com has you covered. Or maybe you're interested in business. lynda.com has 1,351 courses with 53,467 video tutorials. Now that's depth. In that category, you can see courses on customer service, decision making, Excel, Office 365, communications, LinkedIn, project management. The list goes on and on. And with over 1,300 courses, I really mean it goes on. And those are only two of the broad categories at lynda.com. To appreciate it, you really need to do two things. First, visit lynda.com/MacVoices and do some browsing. Type something you're interested in the search box and watch the list of courses and videos appear. Then do it again with a different subject. And again. You're going to realize just how valuable lynda.com can be to you. Then, while you're still using the link lynda.com/MacVoices, sign up for a free unlimited 10-day trial. You can go back and watch any of the courses you just found, or pick something else, because your trial gives you access to the entire lynda.com library. Every course, no limitations for 10 days. Watch as much as you wish about whatever you wish, then sign up and keep on learning. That's lynda.com/MacVoices for your free 10-day trial to get access to an unparalleled library of learning video materials, and to let lynda.com know that you appreciate their support of Mac Voices. Thanks to Lynda for being a sponsor of this week's Mac Voices.
So what else do I love? Oh, I'll tell you what I love. I love that when I wiggle my mouse or my finger on the trackpad, the cursor blossoms into a great big cursor. That's my favorite feature. I used to have to buy a third-party app like Mouse Pose or what was the other one? Mouse Locator. Over the years, I probably had 5 different things that I paid shareware fees for to find the darn cursor on the 2 screens. And the big cursor with the wiggle is the way to do it. And somebody had that in their app a long time ago. If you wiggle your cursor, that triggered. Maybe it's Mouse Pose. I think Mouse Pose will let you wiggle the cursor to trigger it. But that's $15, I mean, El Capitan's the right price. Free.
And it's built in.
And it's built in, and it works all the time, and it works, the same on all the machines. I don't have to remember to install it if I'm, I got a new machine. First time I got a MacBook Air. I needed a machine to run El Capitan on and take screenshots and stuff, and I didn't want to be switching back and forth on my big machine. And I thought, wouldn't hurt me to have an ultra portable to, use around the house and stuff, because my MacBook Pro is pretty much anchored to the desk. It's connected to a monitor and a dock, and it's just got wires hanging out of it on all sides. And so I don't grab it and go in the den lightly, but the MacBook Air I do. And it's nice having a grab and go computer here.
Now, I got to go down that road for just a second. Why did you decide on a MacBook Air and not the new MacBook?
200, I can give you 400 reasons. I bought a refurb.
Okay.
And it was $849 versus $1299 for the cheapest MacBook. And I don't really like the MacBook keyboard. I don't like the MacBook Air keyboard that much either, but I like the MacBook keyboard even less. And I didn't need a Retina display on this. I'm not going to be editing video or really probably doing a lot of Photoshop or anything where I need that real estate desperately. Whereas on my MacBook Pro, I edit video when I'm on the run all the time, and I'm happy I have 2,800 pixels across. That's so awesome. Yeah, okay, I can't see the menus. They're tiny. But I know where everything is, So if I'm on an airplane, that means I can edit like HD video and still have a few pixels left over for palettes and timelines. That's pretty cool on a laptop, I gotta say.
Yeah. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to make sure we got that one out.
Okay. One more thing.
Oh, yeah.
I still, after all these years of macOS 10, I still don't get Mission Control, Launchpad, and Dashboard. I mean, those are just 3 things that I try to use, and I write about them, and I understand what they're for and why they're there and stuff, but they just leave me cold. If I could throw them away or turn them off completely, I would. Because I'll tell you, I do use Mission Control occasionally when I'm out and about with one screen. If I'm on one screen, there's times when I will, but the whole full screen thing just is against my nature. I'm a multitasking person, and I like arranging the windows so I can see 6 things at a time. The whole going full screen so that you can focus makes me crazy, because then I'm going, wait, isn't there a way I can see that and be in full screen? Maybe if I put it on this monitor. I end up spending all my time trying to get things to work the way I want them to. Whereas if I just put things on, if I don't use Mission Control or full screen, everything's exactly where I want it. Imagine that, because that's where I put it. And most things stay where I put them until you move them. Imagine that.
Or change resolutions and then all bets are off.
Don't get me started on change resolutions. I can't believe they haven't fixed that. My desktop gets jumbled 10 times a day. I don't understand why disconnecting and reconnecting an external monitor has to jumble your icons and make everything flash a couple of times. And I mean, there's got to be a better way. It's so un-Apple-like. So
how about some of the improvements in Safari? I'm curious as to what your reaction is.
There's one that I really love. The one that I really love isn't ad blocker. No, I don't care that much about that stuff. I was running them before on my Mac, and really there's no good solution. Either it's overkill and it blocks stuff that you want, or it doesn't get rid of all the annoyances. There's no happy medium. There's nothing that is smart enough to know what I like and what I don't like. What I love, though, is that there's a little speaker icon up there in the URL field, And if something's making noise, you click the speaker and everything in Safari shuts the heck up. That speaker icon, I would have paid money. If that was a Kickstarter project, I'd have been a founding funder.
Yeah, I agree completely with that.
That is the best thing they've done. And it actually was in before El Capitan. It was in the Safari betas. If you were in the beta program, you were getting Safari betas, even if you weren't running El Capitan yet. And I like one day saw it there and I went, is that, because I knew it was coming in El Capitan, but I was still running Yosemite. Is that, no. I went to a website with an autoplay commercial. I'm looking at you, Macworld. Yeah. You go to Macworld and music, a video or something, a tip starts automatically. And if you go to a different tab, you just hear this. This is Roman Loyola, Macworld Labs. Where are you coming from, Roman? So now there's just one little thing. You just click that icon. Ooh, it's so sweet. I wish they could see me doing it on the other side. That's the website. Look at me silencing you with one click.
How about the pinning?
I haven't. You know what? I haven't really done much because I've got such an elaborate arrangement of bookmarks and favorites on the favorites bar and folders of favorites on the favorites bar and reading list stuff and Evernote that the whole pinned tabs. There's not really that many sites that I look at every day that I need open all the time. I read most of my news on NetNewsWire, so I just read headlines, and I only open the full version of maybe 1 in 20. So it's not like the old days where I would sit all day reading 12 websites every time a new story went up. I'm not. I don't have that voracious an appetite for Apple News anymore. I only write 2 things a week and they're short. So I can pick and choose. I don't have to, find a story by Friday so I have something to write about. I've got a big pile of stuff to write about. Anyway, the pin tabs, I guess I'll try them some more. I haven't figured out a way to make them come alive in my workflow. But then I quit Safari whenever I can and whenever I'm not using it, because it's still a resource pig. It'll gobble up memory while it's just dormant. In fact, if you have no windows open, it'll still use some memory. And it seems to use more if you just leave it open. So I get my business done on the internet and then close it. It's also for my sanity and my focus, because I have that ADD. Yeah, that one. Where my focus can be easily interrupted. So the internet, it's like I have to be judicious about going to the web when I'm working, because I'll go, uh-oh, eBay, Hawaiian shirt. It's like, I'm like shiny. So I try to quit Safari so it's not lingering around on screen where I might accidentally click into eBay or something. Or Amazon.com. God, that's like poison for me. Yeah. You put Amazon on my screen, my wallet jumps out of my pocket. Yeah. Throwing money at the screen. It's crazy. So how about them Cubs?
Yeah. So at this point, you would reiterate the...
Brought to you by Zoe, the one they call Zoe, brewed here in Austin, Texas.
So you would renew your advice to just wait maybe a little longer on El Capitan, or do you think that it's okay to go ahead and do it?
Here's the thing. Do you have a reason to do it today? If you really don't, then wait for the point release, because I'm sure it'll fix something. It might not be something that'll affect you, but it's going to fix stuff. And if you have the option of installing something today that might have some bugs, or in a few weeks, when some of those bugs will have been squished, why would you install it today unless you have to? Unless there's some and there isn't. As far as I know, it's not like some app that you love only runs under El Capitan now. That's just so. For most people, my advice when I was consulting was, don't upgrade until you have to. At this point, If you upgrade and you have problems, it'll be my fault, right?
That's a good way to look at it.
It was. And so I'd say, if everything is working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you don't want to have, because when you upgrade, it's like doing brain surgery it's like doing self-brain surgery without anesthetic. It's risky, and you're doing it on a patient that's awake and alive, your live data, which hopefully you've backed up twice and tested the backup. Last time I had somebody contact me, I did what you said. I backed up. And then when everything went bad, I found out my backup was bad. My backup was corrupted. It's like, yeah, next year I'm going to write test your backup, because while to me it's intuitively obvious that a backup is worthless if it won't restore, it's obviously not apparent to most people. So this year I expressly said, and then test it, because backups are useless if they don't restore. If you can't grab the files back, if you don't know how, actually, it might be perfectly fine, but if you don't know how, you're still in a world of hurt. So I would say, yeah, wait for the point release, then back up twice and test your backups.
Sound advice.
I'm a doctor.
So, yeah, listen to the doctor. So
you can trust me, I'm a doctor.
So when will the book be out, Bob? I know you're just finishing it, but what?
No, I think it's at the printer.
Oh, really?
I'm teaching a class at UT, University of Texas. I'm a University of Texas instructor. Yes, I'm teaching Intro to Mac, and that would have been the textbook if it had been out on time. I think it's coming out like 2 days after the class ends, so like around the 1st of November. Amazon is saying the 25th of October, but I find that optimistic, considering when I turned in the last page and signed off on the cover copy and stuff. But maybe the 25th. Pretty soon.
Good.
And iPhone for Dummies, 9th edition, will be out very soon thereafter, like within a week or two.
Now, I missed that. What is that going to cover?
Well, that covers iOS 9 and iPhone 6S and 6S Plus and 3D Touch and live photos and all the new stuff. We're done, though. I mean, we had everything done except the stuff that needed us to touch 3D Touch and use live photos. I mean, the little spots where they were going to go in the copy were carved out already, and we had already made all of the changes for iOS 9, and everything that we could do was done. So the book, by the time I got my new iPhone, I'd say the book was 96% done. I just had like 4% things that I wanted to try myself before I wrote about them. So that book is, we turned around really fast. But we started in like June or July, whenever the betas came out.
I have to ask, 3D Touch, what is your impression of it?
I'm glad you asked. I actually made some notes.
Yeah. It's becoming a theme. Is it Flash? Is it Flash in the pan? Excuse me.
No.
Sorry,
not Flash.
Yeah, no, that is.
Oh.
Is it? Yeah, is it?
You said Flash. You have to put $1 in the cuss jar.
Put 20 in the cuss jar. Is it a flash in the pan, or is it really a new interway?
Innovation, and I think that it's kind of like right-clicking. It's like once you start thinking about all the things you might be able to use it for, and once the developers get their heads around it, it's awesome. I mean, it really is. It gives you another palette on this little tiny one-dimensional screen. It like broadens the amount of things that you can do with very little real estate. The shortcut menus, the quick actions on the home screen when you press down like on the camera icon and it says, "What do you want to do? Take a selfie? Make a movie? Huh?" That's so great. That you don't have to open the camera and tap a few times before you're ready to shoot. No, now you press on the icon, you choose what you want to do, the camera opens up, ready to go. Is that right? Yes. So I think over time we're going to look back and go, I don't know how we ever got along without 3D Touch. And I'm serious. In 5 years, you're going to look back and go, I can't believe how archaic not to have various degrees of pressure on that thing. So I got to tell you my story, though, about the new phones. So I thought, all right, I had a 6 Plus and I liked it a lot, but I thought maybe it would be better for my pockets to get the smaller phone this time. I thought I'd be okay with it. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was I ordered it in rose gold. And nobody had told me, and when I went to the event in California and looked at it, it was under their special lighting and the reality distortion field, so it looked like rose gold. But when I came to my house and I opened it in my office under stark white lights, it's pink. My phone was pink.
And that's a bad thing?
Well, it's not a bad thing if you like pink. I like rose gold, but this is not rose gold. This really had very little in common with the color of rose gold, and more in common with the color of anodized aluminum spray-painted pink. Now, that's being a little harsh, but I'm very comfortable in my maleness, and I would have carried a rose gold phone and been happy. And rose gold is kind of pinkish, but it's also kind of goldy. This didn't have any of the goldness. It was just pink. So I sent it. I returned it. Oh, the other thing was the battery. I really noticed a difference. So for me, the 6 Plus never runs out of battery during, till I go to sleep at night and plug it in to charge it. And that can be 9 or 10 o'clock. I can go to a concert and shoot a lot of video. And even then at 11 o'clock at night, I got 20%, 25%. I'm not out. I can't remember ever running it down in a day. The 6S, not the Plus, but the 6S, I was getting down to 10% by 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock some days. And that's a big difference to me between being able to just, leave the house and not worry about having to charge up again until it's time to go to bed, and wondering if I'm going to have time or a place between 5 and 7 so that I have enough battery for the night, I saw the Zombies the other night. I thought, and I had the pink phone, if this thing runs out of batteries in the middle of the Zombies concert, that'll be the last straw. It didn't. And I got some really good video, which I posted in one of those iCloud shared things. I'll send you the URL. That was the original lineup of the Zombies doing Odyssey and Oracle in the order of the album. It was one of those things where they came out and the album will be 50 years old in 2 years. And they said, we're going to do it in 2 years, but, at our age, we're not sure we'll all be around in 2 more years. So we're doing it now. They're very funny, but they were great. They were fabulous. And I was thinking, if I had a 6 Plus, I wouldn't be worried about whether the battery was going to die before the end of the show. So I did get a 6 Plus, and it's gray, spacey gray, and very nice. And I found that not only is the battery significantly better, it lasts a lot longer, but the camera is unbelievably better. Now, I say this every time I review an iPhone. I probably have said the words, this is the best camera in an iPhone ever. 11 times now. No, 9 times. Every time a new iPhone comes out, because it's always true. But in this case, the difference really matters to me because I shoot a lot of video, and they added the image stabilization to video. So the iPhone 6 Plus had image stabilization, but only on stills. And it was great. You got much better stills. You didn't get a lot of blurry finger shaking. This one, you get that with video. So if you are careful not to, make too much movement, you can get these smooth, creamy, like pan shots. If you're steady, it looks like you used a dolly or a crane or a fluid head, panning thing. I don't even know what they're called because I don't have one. But I did get a new toy, though, for doing stuff like that. I got it's not a Steadicam because there's a TM on Steadicam, but it's like a Steadicam. And it's designed for your iPhone. And so now I can do those beautiful panning shots. And mine, with the image stabilization and this dealie, gorgeous. $60.
Wow. Who makes it?
That is made by a company called ROXANT, ROXANT. The whole thing is aluminum. It's very nice. The only complaint I have is it's just a ball and socket connector up here. So it's not as smooth as it could be. I mean, they could have gone another $30 and put a good sealed fluid head there. But you put a couple drops of light machine oil on it, and it's got a tensioner, so you can adjust the tension. And take some practice, and you got to really work with the balance. You got to move the camera, till you get the perfect balance. But with a little practice, you can get some pretty nice effects without spending whatever a real Steadicam is, like $300. Little Steadicam Junior is $300, $250. Mm-hmm. So it's just very nicely made. I mean, everything is made out of this aluminum. Everything has a good sturdy feel to it. Came with a bunch of counterweights for the bottom that you can stack them down there. Been having a lot of fun with that. That was on my list for after I got done with iOS 9 and phone, but we're kind of talking about smooth panning. ROXANT. I liked it, and I'll tell you something. Props to the company. I order it on Amazon. Before it's even delivered, I get an email from their customer service people saying, we're very pleased that you ordered our product. We want to make sure you have a great experience. We want you to know this isn't something you just open the box and it magically starts working. You will need to read the instructions and maybe watch the video. And if you will spend a little time to master it, you will be rewarded. And if you'll say something nice about us on Amazon, we'll send you a gift. And I thought, that's so nice. Before you even get the product, they're telling you, we got videos. Usually you got to find that stuff out yourself if you're lucky. And they followed up afterwards. Is everything okay? Are you happy? Is there anything we can do? We're here for you. We'll answer any questions you have. So they gave me the machine oil thing. They said, you might want to try a little machine oil on that ball joint to get it a little smoother. $ROXANT.
It's nice that they set the expectations.
And they sent me a strobe light. Not that I need a strobe light. It's like a $12 cardboard strobe light, but
hey,
because I'm a customer and I left a review and I left an honest review. I said, this is a really nice product and a very good value at $60. You'd have to try to break it. You'd have to break it on purpose. Right. It's not going to break thrown in my backpack. I carry it around all the time. Fun. Hey, have you noticed how fast Touch ID is on the new phone?
Yeah, very, very fast.
Did you know that you can have live photo for your lock screen? You'd never know because you keep unlocking it so fast you never get to see it. What else? 3 thumbs up for 3D Touch. That was my note. 3 thumbs up. Yeah, I think, I wonder if Android's going to be able to do something like that. There's a lot of pieces to it, and I'm sure some patents. So I don't know if that's something they can accomplish without Apple's intellectual property lawyers jumping down their throat. Speaking of which, hi Peg. She's one of my favorite people and an Apple intellectual property lawyer. I hope I didn't get you fired. I told her when she got the job she should not admit to knowing me. Should not tell anyone you know me. I think it might be career poison. Say you know me. All right. I do have a couple other things before I spring my big surprise on you.
Well, I have one more too that I want to slide in between, but by all means, go for it.
No, you go ahead because I got a pile. I literally have a pile of stuff over here that I'm going to hold up and talk about.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure that this may be a good time as kind of an advertisement for the fact that you are doing your Mid-Atlantic Mug Tour again.
Oh, yes. Please come and see me if you're anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic region. If you're anywhere where you know what a cheesesteak or a hoagie is, then you're in the neighborhood. Isn't that right?
Don't think I ever heard our geographic location described by cheesesteak or hoagie, but yeah, it kind of works.
I think so. I think so. New Jersey, Philadelphia, Hershey,
Pennsylvania.
I think so. Yeah. Defined by hoagies and chocolate. This tour. This is the eating tour of the East Coast for me. And my rider says I get a cheesesteak in every city.
We can make that happen.
It's in my rider along with the brown M&M thing.
Yeah. Now I don't have the exact dates, but I know it is in November.
I kind of do.
Do you have them?
Yeah, hang on.
Because
if I just fire up a calendar there, let's see. Okay, Mid-Atlantic Tour. I am in. I'll be appearing Tuesday, November 10th in Princeton, New Jersey, and then on Wednesday the 11th in Hershey, and on Saturday the 14th in Philadelphia, home the 15th.
That's great. That's great. So, folks, I'm pretty sure that all the meetings are open to the public.
They are. And if they're not, you just tell them Bob sent you.
Yeah.
You in for free.
You're in. And I'll make sure that I have the websites.
It's just like the parties we used to have at Macworld. So just tell them at the door, Bob LeVitus invited you. You'll get in.
I'll make sure I have links to the websites for all three groups so that you can go to their websites, check their locations, find out times, all that stuff. But definitely come out and see Bob. He puts on a great show. It's always a lot of fun. I can only speak for the meeting in Hershey, but it's our favorite meeting of the year. So
mine too.
We're looking forward to it.
I love going on this tour. This is my 14th or 15th year, and I love that there are still user groups. Could have worked out differently, and in many cities it did.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've still got a thriving user group community on the East Coast. 3 thumbs up for 3D Touch, 3 thumbs up for user groups.
Today's edition of Mac Voices is sponsored by Casper, a better mattress for a better night's sleep. To find out more, try one for 100 days and get a $50 discount. Visit casper.com/MacVoices and use the code MacVoices when you place your order. When was the last time you upgraded your Mac, or your iPhone, or your iPad? 1 year? 2 years? 3 years? Why did you upgrade? Because there was newer, better technology available. So when was the last time you upgraded your mattress? 10 years? 20 years? 30 years? Guess what, folks? There's better technology available in the mattress world, too. That's why I'm happy to have Casper as a sponsor of Mac Voices. Casper created a new kind of hybrid mattress that combines latex foam and memory foam for just the right sink, just the right bounce. Yes, those are technical mattress terms, so you get a better night's sleep for brighter days. You're going to love your Casper mattress for lots of reasons. Not only does it give you the best night's sleep you've ever had, but you get their mattress technology for a price that beats the mattress showrooms hands down. $500 for a twin, $750 for a full, $850 for a queen, and $950 for a king. Compare those to what you've been looking at, and you're going to have a pleasant surprise. Also pleasant is that you don't have to deal with the showroom experience, where you try to pick a mattress by laying on it, fully clothed, for 3 minutes. Your Casper mattress is shipped free to your home, and then you have a full 100 days to try it out. 100 days versus 3 minutes. Which do you think will give you a better idea of how well a mattress suits you? And the best news of all, you can take $50 off those prices just by going to casper.com/MacVoices and using the discount code MacVoices when you order. No matter what size mattress you order, you get it for $50 less, just for listening to Mac Voices and using the code. And yes, I have a Casper mattress and I love it. It's truly the best mattress I've ever owned. I want you to have that experience too. So go to casper.com/MacVoices right now, use the offer code MacVoices, and get your Casper right now. With 100 days to try it out, what do you have to lose? Thanks to Casper for their support of Mac Voices.
All right, so here's the stuff.
Okay.
All right, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was, I like Bluetooth speakers, right? And so last year I told you about this is the Ultimate Ears Boom. It comes in 11 colors now, but it is just a dynamite little $199 Bluetooth speaker. Very loud, very broad signal. It fills a room up. You put it anywhere, and it just, the 360-degree sound, 12-hour, maybe more battery. It's dust-proof, water-resistant, and who knows what else. And it's just the best speaker at this price point that I've had. And, I had a Jambox before this, and that was pretty good. And this is like, way better at the same price. And so this was my go-to speaker for a long time. Then Jawbone came out with big Jambox. And Ultimate Ears wasn't going to take that lying down, so they came out with Giant Boom. This is called MegaBoom. And just to give you an idea of the scale, MegaBoom. Oh, it's too heavy. You can exercise with them. So this one's $299, and you don't need both. There's just no reason. But if you want a great Bluetooth speaker, these are them. $199, $299. But I said to these Ultimate Ears people, I said, you know what, though? There's a lot of people that aren't going to spend $199. What do you got? Where's the $99 thing? And this year, they said, okay, MegaBoom. It's not actually called MegaBoom. It's called something else. I don't even know what it's called, but it's not boom, but it's there. See, because they couldn't make it smaller like the size of a Coke can because it wouldn't have sounded good, so it's kind of a saucer, but it's got this great feature. It's on a bungee cord, so you can like put it anywhere. You can put it around your wrist. You can put it around your neck if you want to strangle yourself. It locks onto there, so you can put it around like something. Seat back. Oh, yeah, you could attach it to the tray table in front of you on an airplane. Anyway, what's this called? Not Boom.
Yeah, I'm not.
MegaBoom, not a boom.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm like you. I've forgotten the name, but I had the predecessor to that was not quite saucer shaped, and I still love that for travel. It's perfect, and I've been wondering how that one performs.
This one, it's pretty good, but I'm so spoiled that next to I'd spend the next $100 to get the Boom. But that's me. I've always bought good speakers and good headphones. It's kind of like I don't splurge on a lot of stuff, but that's something I will spend what it costs to have good stuff. Not extravagant, but good. Like my Klipsch headphones. They're $100 and some odd, but I have yet to find anything even for $200 that I like better. So, when I break them, I buy new ones. I get to audition a lot of stuff, though. People send me stuff to try, so I'm always getting to update my favorites, but, a lot of them, I don't know that there's going to be something better at the price point anymore. Like my Grado headphones. Those S60 headphones, they're like $80 at Amazon. I don't think you can find $80 headphones that sound that awesome.
Yeah.
And I try lots of them, It's like I'm always trying stuff thinking, wouldn't it be great to discover new headphones for $60 that were better than the $80 Grados? Because the $80 Grados are better than most of my $200 and $250 headphones. Lot better. Noticeably better, like anybody would notice. People put them on, they go, wow, the sound is so like transparent. Because, they've never really listened to something where everything is really, really clear and nothing is overemphasized. It's like they listen to beats and all they hear is bass.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. All right. Last but not least, I showed you my ROXANT Pro stabilizer, which I love, for $60, bargain. And then the last one is I'm always, when I run around without a Mac, I'm always grabbing a Bluetooth keyboard so I can type stuff on my iPhone or my iPad. If I have to like answer a bunch of mail, I don't want to do it with my thumbs on the on-screen keyboard. So, I've got probably have 6 Bluetooth keyboards sitting around my office right now. And I always will take one with me if I think I'm going to have any work to do on one of my iDevices. And I'm always looking for one that, just works for me better than the others. And I found one that I really like from Zag, the people that make Invisible Shield and stuff. It's this one. It's just called the Zag Bluetooth keyboard. What I like is it turns itself on when you open it up. And the key layout is pretty close to an Apple keyboard, but it folds up and it's titanium or metal or something. So I've actually stuck it in my hip pocket and carried it, but I do throw it in the bag and nothing hurts it. And it pairs when you open it up and it goes to sleep when you fold it up. And it's got a little shelf here. I don't know if you can see this. Try to get some more light. There's a little shelf there. See that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can stand up your phone or your pad while you're working. It's pretty slick. And gosh, I charged it when I got it, like 6 months ago, 4 months ago, and I don't think maybe I've charged it once. Charges last a long time. So I like that just because the form factor is nice. Most of them are a lot bulkier than that. And the ones that I've seen that fold up are flimsy or don't really feel good. This one I can actually type with on my lap. Not so good because it's got a hinge, but I mean, you can. It's doable. In a pinch. And this, I think, is $79, maybe $89. But I think all Bluetooth keyboards that are decent are around $70 or $80, $60. Apple's new one's $100. They raised the price on all their new peripherals. The new Magic Mouse, the new trackpad, and the new other thing.
Yeah, and Bob, it's funny. That seemed to come as a surprise to some folks. And I look at it and think, okay, wait a minute. You're overlooking the fact that they put rechargeable batteries into these things.
Yeah, right.
Of course they were going to go up.
But did you see where they put it on the Magic Mouse? It's so lame.
No, I haven't.
This is Steve, this is hackneyed, but Steve's turning over in his grave. So you got your mouse, right? And this cable, apparently, it's a lightning connector, right? And when you plug it into a Mac, it also acts as a wired connection. So if you've got the mouse, you can plug it in and use it while the battery's dead. But you can't because the connector is on the bottom of the mouse.
Wow. That's tough.
I haven't seen one. That's hearsay. But I've heard it said a few times, so I'm pretty sure it's true.
Yeah. I have the new Magic Trackpad on order, but it's not here yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it. I requested all three for review, and I said, can you throw in a 21-inch Retina iMac while you're at it? So I'm still waiting to hear. I'm hoping I'll get all that stuff to review in November, December.
So if the doorbell rings right now and Bob runs to the door, you'll know why.
No, I get plenty of notice. They don't send stuff without telling me to be home at 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Ah, good.
Everything they send you have to sign for in blood. All right, so that's it. That was all my prearranged stuff. And now
the big announcement and the big opportunity.
The big reveal.
So
all right, so
take it away.
It's no secret that how can I put this delicately? That iTunes sucks. I don't know any nicer way to say it. It's big and bloated and confusing, and it tries to do so many things, and it just it has grown into something that is being crushed under its own weight, and it's horrible to work with. I mean, it's not as horrible maybe as the last version was, but the last 4 versions have gotten more and more confusing. It's video, it's stores, it's a player, it's a Genius, it's a dessert topping. I don't know. It's just it tries to do way too much, and so I got really one night. I thought, well, what can I do about it? It's like I'm in a rarefied position of having a bully pulpit. What could I do? I could write a column about how iTunes sucks, but that wouldn't be fun, and it would be over really soon. Instead, I did something I've never done before. I wrote a song. Yes, I wrote a song. It's called "iTunes Must Die," and with your permission, I'd like to play it for your audience. And here's what I've done. I've made a karaoke version of it. with the lyrics on screen so you can sing along. And I want every one of you out there to believe. I want you to sit in front of a camera and I want you to sing along with my video, iTunes Must Die. You're going to hear it in a second. But just follow the bouncing ball, sing, send me the video, and I'll make you famous. Video's coming out after the user group tour because I want to take this around and have all the user groups sing it together. Won't that be a beautiful picture? A whole room full of people going, iTunes Must Die. So why don't you play the video for them then?
All right. So here is the world premiere of Bob LeVitus and iTunes Must Die. I feel like a VJ.
It's actually Dr. Mac and his all garage band.
There you go. So here we go.
Long ago, we really loved iTunes. Now it's as pleasant as a pizza with stewed prunes. It's like the sound of nails on a blackboard. I think I'd rather swallow a long sword. Nobody likes iTunes much anymore. I say it's time you show it to the door, or make a new app just for syncing. iTunes would surely do much less thinking, or iTunes must die. It's a toxic health stew. iTunes must die. It's compiled from code poo, and that's why everyone will tell you iTunes must die. iTunes must die. It's inconsistent, confusing, and jumbled. It don't happen often, but Apple is stumbled. I heard it ate the Beards as a collection and replaced it with tracks by the band One Direction. So listen, Apple, listen to our pleas. Only you can cure iTunes disease. I know you got some more great ones in you. You know there's no way you should let this continue, or iTunes must die. Oh, it's a toxic health stew. iTunes must die. It's compiled from code proof, and that's why nearly everyone will tell you iTunes must die. No, wait, I just thought of one more thing. A thing you could do that would make us all sing. A thing you could do that would right all your wrongs. Just let iTunes go back to being about songs, or
Bob, that's unique. That's quite a that's quite a first effort.
Less for words.
Yeah,
Bob, unique.
Well, I especially like the lyric about Jim Dalrymple's problems.
The beard.
The beard. That's cool. So what?
A shout out to the beard.
Now this is the karaoke version, but you have plans then to take all these videos and do something else.
I'm shooting over the next 2 months. I'll be shooting the real music video. This is just something I hacked together so that people could sing along and shoot video of themselves. Now, you know how easy that is. All you need to do is hold your iPhone like that and sing into it. You play the music in the background, sing along, play it on your computer and sing into your iPhone. You can use Photo Booth records video. So use your computer to record it. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be your lips singing the words to the song, and I will make you a star.
Now, where else are you going to get an offer like that than right here, Mac Notables on MacVoices, Bob, Dr. Mac LeVitus. You can be in his...
And want to see it die. Pretty soon, I bought the website iTunesMustDie.com. There's nothing there yet, but by the time the video comes out, there will be a petition drive started there, so you can sign the petition. And when we get enough signatures, I'm marching to Cupertino. With a big sign, iTunes Must Die. I'm going to march there with hundreds of people following me. We'll all sing, iTunes Must Die. I'm here to see Tim.
Yeah, that's going to work. Yeah. Every time we get together, I never know what's going to happen, and I certainly didn't expect this. So Bob is trying to start a revolution right here.
I couldn't hold it in. It was supposed to be a surprise for the user group tour in 3 weeks, but since the karaoke video's done, I just you presented me with too good an opportunity to get a jump on this video thing. So you out there in viewer land, do your part, sing along, send me the video.
Now let's make sure how do they get the video to you, Bob?
Well, email me and we'll figure something out. I think I'm going to have to make a public folder in Dropbox or something where people can drop them. I don't know. I'll work on that, but they don't have to be that big, really. If you shoot on your iPhone, you might be able to email it to me. Or if you've got a Mac, you can use that cool thing that puts your enclosure on iCloud, where it's called. The thing I wrote about a couple months ago. And, I've forgotten more about El Capitan than I remember. Yeah, the thing in mail. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. But, they don't need to be that big. And if all you're going to do is sing the chorus, you could probably email it.
Okay.
Especially from an iPhone.
Great.
Yeah, you don't need to use your red camera and shoot in 4K, really. Okay. The video isn't even going to be in HD, I don't think. Maybe it will. I don't know. My special effects shots aren't in HD, so I'm thinking I'm not going with HD because I can't afford real special effects.
Yeah. Well, the fake ones work pretty well. The
fake ones are dynamite if you keep them small.
Yep, exactly.
You blow them up too much, man, it gets ugly.
Exactly.
But yes, watch. By the way, watch the sing-along video to the very end. There's a Easter egg at the end to reward you for your patience and singing along with the whole song. So wait until it fades out, and then don't hit stop. But just
let it go.
Pretend it's a Marvel movie,
Yeah, don't wait to the credits. So I will see you, I guess.
Says the end. Wait, just kidding.
So I get to see you next month right here in Hershey.
Yes.
On the Mid-Atlantic Mug Tour. And folks, if you are near Philadelphia, near Princeton, New Jersey, definitely check out Bob there. You're welcome at Hershey as well. HersheyAppleCore.com is my group's website. And we're going to have some fun.
We always do.
As we always do. It's good to see you. And by the way, happy 10th anniversary to Mac Notables.
And happy 10th anniversary to you and the rest of the panel.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon, Bob.
Thanks for having me.
As always, thanks so much.
It was great.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Notables on Mac Voices. I've been saying something like that for 10 years, and we're going to keep it going for a while. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the Mac Voices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the Mac Voices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest Mac Voices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free Mac Voices magazine on Flipboard by visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.